try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing.
What is going on, Hive? Good morning. Let me make sure I got my audio coming in loud and clear. Oh, yeah, we got it loud and clear. I hope everybody's having a great Saturday morning. Last night was awesome for it being the first stream on X. I can tell you that I'm very excited about getting out of YouTube jail and being able to cross-stream across both platforms. So thank you to everybody that is tuning in from the YouTube. And if you're new here, welcome. I go by Birdie. This is known as the Hive Mind, and it is a contrarian thinking live stream where we are not afraid to think past the headlines. So if you are easily rattled or offended on behalf of others, this will not be the stream for you. However, if you like to look past the headlines, you see through the mainstream media BS, maybe you're known as the, quote, conspiracy friend in your friend group, well, you have found your people, and you are now amongst your new friends. And welcome. So this is the theme for this morning, which is ballistics don't lie, but people do. And shout out to UFO Dog over in the Discord, who's always dropping just awesome art, her and Amanda B, amongst a few others. But I think this is hilarious. You got MSNPC sheep that are just calling everybody a conspiracy theorist. You know, I had said on a video, I don't know if it was a TikTok, I'd posted something and I was like, I haven't seen one person believe the mainstream narrative. And do you want to know how somebody clapped back at me? They said, Birdie, there's billions of people in the world. You can't even say that. Just because in the Hive people aren't believing it doesn't mean that everybody is. And I'm like, see, this is the logic that I'm talking about. Like, you're not wrong. Yes, there are billions of people in the world. Of course, a lot of the sheep are going to believe it. However, those same people that believe it are the reason why the people that don't are now in this position, if that makes sense. And, you know, I see a couple people saying, like, you know, sadly their parents are and whatnot. And Brandon, I know you're not easily rattled, brother. But before we go too deep into the theme, I want to go ahead and I want to say what's up to everybody. Claire, how are you doing? Miss Analytical, how are you? Jason, thank you for reposting the stream. If everybody could please do that, as this is only day 2 on X, I'd like to get this Hive out into the algorithm. Claire, UFO Dog, Susie, yeah, I think we're all kind of in that boat. It was amazing last night. It was great. What's Gucci, my Louie? How you doing, Mike? UK Karen, shout out to you. You're over in a different side of the world. You were always tuning in, so thank you so much. I appreciate you. Mi Ling, how are you doing? LFG is right. Shout out to my mod, Luna. I don't know if you can have mods on X. Amanda, good to see you. Dina, Charity. Brunch with Birdies, right, Kathy? Not an NPC, says Texas in the house. UFO Dog still creeping in Berdino's basement. I love it. I love it. Amanda B from West Virginia. How are you doing? And with these Saturday morning streams, what I do like about them, don't get me wrong, I love streaming no matter what time I go live at, but I do like being able to engage with the chat with a little bit smaller of an audience. So I'm going to try to pin a lot of comments up on the screen. When I put these slides together, I also keep in mind that with the chat, and one of the things that makes the Hive Mind different and unique is we're all thinking in real time, right? So while on X, I can't type out the comments and pin them on the screen. I'll have to wait till I get back on YouTube to be able to do that. I can still put your comments up on the screen. So if you are tuning in and you're new here, drop your thoughts in the comments. We don't care if you disagree. I don't care if you disagree. The only way I would say that there's going to be an issue is if you're like threatening somebody or trolling, spamming, you know, things like that. This is meant to be a space for people to think out loud. And believe it or not, we have the freedom to think out loud, no matter what we're told. So this is the space for that. And I want to get into this theme, but before I do, I want to plug the channel. So as I was saying, this is only day 2 on X. Thank you to everybody who has followed me over from YouTube. If you're new here, or if you did just create an X to join this stream, please hit the follow button. I would really appreciate that. And then over on YouTube, if you'd like to go check out the past streams, and I also post these full streams from X on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. All of my streams are free, so the best way to support this channel is to just hit that subscribe. Now, I do have a website, birdieBombshell.com. I got a TikTok, Discord, Substack, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. I would say if you are to join any of these platforms, I would suggest X, YouTube, and Discord. Those are probably going to be the top 3. I pull all of the questions of the day and the Hive Mind finds from the Discord. Now, sometimes, depending on what I want to go over, I don't have the ability to put as many Hive Mind finds into the stream. Same thing with question of the day. Depending on, I try to find one that's relevant for the theme, so it doesn't kind of derail the flow of the show, if that makes sense. And that's exactly right, Jason. Birdie and College Game Day, hell yeah. Try to get like be kind of dope to have like obviously they would never go for this, but College Game Day, and then you just have Hive Mind up in the corner, and it's like a partnership. So you can always keep the Hive up in the screen. That'd be fun. Obviously extremely unrealistic. But let's get into some Hive Mind finds. And this first one comes from CK. Man, this is crazy. They had screenshot. It's Ryan Mata. I hope I'm saying that right. Ryan Mata. I've seen a lot of his stuff since I've gotten over on X, and he seems to be on the forefront of the Charlie Kirk assassination. I actually have another video from that gentleman later in the stream, which is wild. Blowing this narrative wide open type wild. There's going to be a lot of that in this stream, so buckle up. Now, they bring up such a great point. The CCTV footage of the Columbine shooters that was filmed in 99 is higher quality than the CCTV footage of Charlie Kirk's assassin that was filmed on September 10th, 2025. Now, is anybody noticing a pattern? Why is that? Right? Why is that? And I actually have, over on YouTube, we talked a lot about the Idaho 4 case. So if you're new here, we talked a lot about that. And one of the things that we talked about is like, they did misidentify that white Elantra. And this is the footage. Now you could say, oh, it's a Ring camera. Guys, if you have a Ring camera, and even if you don't, you know that shit is crystal clear. Nighttime, daytime, it doesn't matter. The sound is good. It adjusts with infrared light for night vision type shit. Like, come on. I don't even believe that anybody's security cameras would be that bad in general. Maybe like an old ass store. This looks like bank robbery footage back in the 90s, literally. So what Angie just said, are they distorting this to fit their narrative? I would say that's a rather obvious answer as to yes. So again, I'm sick of my intelligence being insulted by the powers that be. I hope you all are too, because they clearly think that we're dumb. But at the same time, going back to what I was saying when I started the stream, and what a few of you in the Hive had said is, well, sadly, there's family members or there's friends that they do believe the narrative. So maybe they keep getting away with it. And so I just wanted to point this out. There seems to be a pattern. Any high profile case, it looks like it was recorded with a potato, which is just a joke. Now, I wanted to show this. This is Tyler Robinson after, I believe, what was a car accident. Somebody had FOIA'd the body cam footage. This is back in May of 2022. It's only a few minutes, but I want you guys to watch the demeanor of this gentleman here and tell me what you notice and tell me what you don't notice.
Who's the driver? You the driver?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Can you tell me just really quick what happened?
I was coming this way, and he's just passing through, and he pulled out from here, or no, from there, I think.
Do you remember which lane you were in?
I was in one of those two lanes going this way. I think in the right, in the rightmost lane coming this way.
Okay.
And he would have been there going left. And as I was coming through, he turned in, and I T-boned into the side.
Okay. Do you remember looking at the light?
Yeah, it just turned yellow as I was getting into the intersection.
Gotcha. Okay, are either one of you injured in any way, shape, or form? No, nothing hurts? Okay, do you have your registration and proof of insurance on your vehicle?
I was thinking that same thing, Beck.
Same address. This will use the passport.
Okay.
His insurance, mom's on the way. He doesn't have a copy right now, right?
Okay. That'll work out. I'll just go ahead and...
Do you need to be on speaker?
He's got his pull up on his phone. I have the picture of it if you want me to text it to you.
Yeah, just text it to me. That'll work out.
There
There you go, bud. Thanks. All right. And then, did you get a record coming for this?
Yeah, I got one coming for this one.
Okay. He's going to need one too. He's a little leaking. Did you get one for this guy as well?
Yeah.
Troll 313. We're going to need a record for the 6 Juliet Fox as well. Your mom's on her way?
Yeah, she's gonna be a minute. She's got to shuttle over from where she's at to her car and then drive over.
Gotcha. Okay, what I need you to do is just fill out this witness statement for me. This is just your identifying information. Down here, put exactly what you told me that happened. You two, are you brothers or friends?
Yeah.
Okay, all I needed, I just need his, down here, let's put name, date of birth, your address, and your phone number. That work just right down here. I have to list him as a passenger. Okay, are you injured in any way, shape, or form? No? Okay. Perfect. Okay, just give us a couple of minutes and we'll get the paperwork. All right? And we're going to have a tow truck come and get your car since you're leaking fluids. You're not going to last too long.
Just as I left the house, put oil in.
Of course.
Just topped it up.
Welcome to real life. Yeah, that's Murphy. We're working. All right, guys, just hang tight.
Now, some people were putting some stuff or typing some stuff out, but I don't know about you all. I don't notice anything off. Seems very respectful. And obviously, guys, let me just state this. If Tyler Robinson did this and he did this alone and those text messages are real, then obviously, yeah, nobody wants a murderer to get away with it because the entire country might think he's a patsy. So don't get that twisted. But seems like a very normal young man. Seems extremely respectful. And the whole rumbling of this ROTC, I kind of got like young dude in the military vibes. The way he stood, the type of sunglasses he's wearing. This was back in 2022. The other thing is that he seems very straight. I'm not trying to, get into all that stuff, but I don't know if isn't it a little bit weird that they were pushing this whole no, he's a mega party. And then it's like, oh, no. He was about to be, he's with the trans boyfriend. It's like, why are they putting that out there so much? And then I start to wonder, is that just to cause division? Does it really matter either way? No, it's a narrative and it's weird. And those text messages, to Candace Owens' point, what went wrong with those AI texts that the FBI released? Somebody brought up a great point. I think she said it was submitted to her tip line. That is, maybe the FBI, when they prompted it, they said, type it as if it's somebody in their 20s, but AI regarded it as from in the 20s, like 1920s. I don't know anybody that calls a car when they're texting their significant other a vehicle. My love. Unless you're, unless you're really trying to, riz them up. I don't know. That doesn't seem like a time where you're about to be trying to spit mad game. And I can tell you with my wife, if I said my love, she'd probably be a little bit weirded out. She'd be like, "Are you drunk? How drunk are you?" That's what she probably asked me. But nonetheless, the point of me showing this was rather just I don't see any glaring red flags. Obviously, there's 3 years. There's a lot that can change in 3 years. But I do not believe that after hearing this gentleman talk here that those were him sending those messages. Yeah. Yeah, she'd get grab my rifle unseen. I've left no evidence except for these extremely detailed and incriminating text messages to you that I know the FBI is going to have. And I'm on my way to get a double and a Oreo cheesecake blizzard from Dairy Queen, my love. I'm going to go get the 2-piece chicken nugget kids meal combo for my last meal from Dairy Queen. And I'm not going to change. I'm just going to go in there and seem extremely normal. But my grandpa, man, if he doesn't get that rifle back that I just assassinated Charlie Kirk with, probably the biggest political assassination since JFK, he's going to have my ass. I better ask to be put in max security so that my grandpa doesn't beat my ass over a $2,000 scope. I mean, just give me a break. None of this makes sense. Again, they're insulting our intelligence, folks. That's what they're doing. Now, I don't want to keep being a broken record and beating a dead horse here with this palm gun guy. I saw this video, and if you weren't on the stream last night, obviously the dude that everyone's saying he fired a palm gun is then, rushing back to the car with Charlie. I saw this as soon as I ended the stream last night, and holy hell. Check this out. I mean, guys, is that a recoil in his hand? And that lines up pretty damn good. Okay. I'm going to play that again. Any other thoughts on that? I wonder, hang on, did I mute this on accident? No. There's no volume. I mean, what's weird too, well, I have a slide on that. I agree. Just seems to time up very, very well. And yeah, thank you. Rebecca, not an NPC. Watch the people around them. You'll be able to see the reactions. I'm glad you just said that. Thank you. Everybody moves back. Everybody moves back. This guy right here moves back. That guy moves back. It's not like the shot comes from behind you. So wanted to point that angle out. And then you know what? I'm not gonna lie. There was a time when I was hopeful for Kash Patel telling the truth, and I'm not even getting political. There's probably some great things that he's done, and obviously there are. I mean, this is not having anything to do outside of this situation, but with this situation, man, what a wild ride Kash Patel is having in this investigation is what I'm getting at. This dude has been like at the top, and then the bottom, and then in the middle, and then at the top, and then at the bottom, and then in the middle, and then now. Tell me what you guys see in this, because this seems rather obvious. These damn signals. Isn't it weird that it's very similar signals to what the people behind Charlie were seen doing? And I think Savvy Rooster, actually, if I had to sum up and go back and just re-say what I was saying about Cash, I do believe that he wants to be honest, but he can't be. For one reason or another. I'm going to play this again. I'm just going to... The eyes. Yes. You know what? I'm curious. What is the universal, like, not that wouldn't be Morse code, but I'll say Morse code or hand signal for swiping your head and then tugging earlobe. Spelled that wrong. Whoops. Let's see what this says. Obviously, this is ChatGPT, so who knows how accurate it. Well, short answer is that there isn't one. There's no universal whatever. Okay, ChatGPT's infiltrated. But I thought that was very odd, to say the least. And now I'm going to play a clip from Candace Owens' stream yesterday. And this clip is going to set up the next couple of slides. So I'm just going to be quiet. I'm going to let the clip play. Obviously, this is the gentleman that Candace is referring to in this clip.
Mere minutes after Charlie Kirk is shot, there are two men that look rather mysterious. They appear, they move his chair, and they take down the camera that's directly or was directly behind his head. Why did they do that? You can see, slowed down here, he pulls out the chair, he stands on it, and yes, that would be a big no-no for a crime scene. You don't move anything. He takes down the camera that is directly above where Charlie was sitting and would be able to provide, therefore, a lot of insight. And then you can see kind of sits the camera onto the desk, and it looks like he removes the SIM card from it, or the SD card, if you will.
I think he's looking for somebody specific.
So I'm going when I saw this footage. Who is that? Like, actually, I should be able to figure this out because I've got a pretty big network at Turning Point USA. The person's wearing shades. I'm not recognizing the individual. And I reach out to somebody on the inside and I'm just like, who's this person? And they tell me the person's name. And I go, oh, wait a second. And I look again. I'm like, I know this person because it's been a few years, but I know this person. This person's been around Turning Point for quite some time. And I'll say this right now. He was extremely forthcoming. Like, as soon as I reached out, I just sent a text because I still had his number. And he was extremely forthcoming, immediately got onto the phone. Then I asked, okay, well, what about this camera thing? Why would you grab the cameras? And he says, because the first thing that I thought is that I better secure the footage and be helpful and hand that footage over to the feds. Well, obviously, that's where things get into a pickle with me because we don't trust the feds. I'm like, just send me the footage. Please let me look at it. There's a lot of conspiracies that are floating around right now. People don't know what to believe. I said, look, I'm not going to publish it. I just want to see it. And I think you should let me see that because people trust me. They know that I'm very serious about this. So in the short run, he agrees that rather than send the footage, he will get onto a FaceTime call with me and he will show me the footage on his computer. He did that, and I watched the footage, and I'm going to tell you what I saw. First and foremost, there is nothing gory about this shot at all. And so, again, I am still going to work with him to get me the footage so that I think it should be shared. There's nothing gory about this footage from the back. The thing that really stood out to me, and I just kept asking him to replay it over and over and over again, is that there's no blood. from the back. I'm very confused, not by what I saw, but what I didn't see. Okay. That's pretty much all I can tell you right now.
Yeah, I got to tell you guys, if I'm going to look at this clip in its entirety, one of the things that really stands out to me, and one of the reasons why I think Candace has grown the following that she has, outside of being extremely intelligent and well-spoken and well-connected and doesn't mess around, is she seems very genuine in this. Do you guys get what I mean? She seems actually very confused. Where is the blood? And if there's no gore, why not release it? For God's sakes, we just watched his neck explode. So it can't be worse than those angles. Now, there's no blood. Why would that be? I understand securing the footage. Why not release it? Now, I understand people can say he's been threatened like the rest. Man, I'll tell you what. Thinking back to the JFK shooting, do you know how many people that were near that scene that ended up dead? Like almost all of them, all of those witnesses. Personally, if I went to Utah, my ass is transferring. If I was there and I witnessed it, or if I had a video footage, I'm transferring. I'm out of there. I am so quickly getting into that transfer portal and I'm hitting the road. Because the narrative containment stops at no end, clearly. And if you know the number of people that were killed that were near the open limousine where JFK was assassinated, not many of them are alive. Not many of them made it at all. Very suspicious. Lots of car accidents, lots of suicides, lots of like, whoa. Very, very Clinton body count-esque. They were before, or maybe the Clintons were taking a page out of that playbook. And I do not disagree, Brandon. I think that the Northwest area is a portal to hell. And I would stay out of that area. Yeah. And I don't get me wrong. I do not have any doubts that this gentleman and his family have concerns about their safety. Right? I mean, I think we can all agree with that. I'd be curious of people who are even uploading videos to social media. I mean, that isn't it a wild world that we live in? And I don't want to go off on a tangent. You know, I have a family friend that tunes in over on YouTube, and they had sent me a clip of Candace, and they said, "Oh my God, they're going to kill her. They're going to kill her." And she's like, it's a good thing that your stream was taken down. And I just thought to myself, that is exactly the reason the powers that be do this. What has this world come to? That somebody is murdered in front of you. It's all over every giant social media platform with tens of millions of views. And even the people that have tiny little platforms feel something inside of them to stay quiet. That's powerful. That is wrong. And when people keep going along with it, if you haven't noticed, going along with it never helps. Going along with the narrative and just keeping your head down, not worrying about it, never helps. And I thought that Candace's thought process on going to Charlie Kirk's funeral, even though everybody's trying to shit all over her, you know, there's a lot of patterns that I've recognized over the years of like looking into this type of stuff. One of the things that I've always done is, who are they trying to shut up and discredit? I should probably go listen to them. I should probably tune into their streams if the entire mainstream media is trying to discredit what they're saying. Let me go tune into them. I'm going to turn your channel off. I'm going to go listen to the people that you're telling me not to listen to. Because there's a pattern. Those people typically are telling the truth. And I thought her thought process was extremely smart and very based in, why is everybody trying to get me to go to Charlie Kirk's funeral? It's like, why are people in like the FBI asking me, why, you know what? I think I'm just going to sit this one out. And then people are going to say, like, oh, Charlie and Candace broke up and all this. Guys, that is the most easily constructed narrative to discredit Candace, is to say, Charlie didn't like her. They didn't talk at all. Are you kidding me? They came up in TPUSA. She was on tour with him and he was posting her and texting her. She's releasing this. I think strategically, she's got more text and communication behind the scenes. So, all right, let me ask you this. My thought is this: if Candace was going to go full based red pill, and although maybe publicly Charlie Kirk never talked about being a president, it might have been starting to be strategic on his end in the next 8, 12, 16 years to maybe not get involved on that deep level of a conversation. Let's be honest. If you're going to make it in politics, you got to play it safe. You got to get the sound bites. You got to go viral. And he was doing that. But she's calling out Jews, Israel. I mean, right? Do you guys get what I mean? I think that doesn't mean that he didn't like her or he didn't trust her or he didn't hate her. I mean, I don't believe that at all. I don't think she would be doing that in this case. For the people that are saying she's just trying to come in and swoop up market share, I think that's a very simp way to look at this. I don't think Candace is struggling. I don't think she's hurting for anything. I think she's probably doing just fine. And she's rather thinking to herself, I need to use my platform to expose this bullshit. And there's no turning back for her at this point. I think we can all agree too. She is in deep, and you know, hopefully her security's up and all that stuff. And God only knows what she actually knows and who she knows. But here is another angle of what we just watched. Viewer discretion is advised on this, by the way. There's no blood, but there is something. I don't know what it is. So I'm going to play this. So I'm going to play that again. I don't see an earpiece. I don't see a wire. Do you guys? I don't really see one. Again, this goes back to the in 99, they had CCTV footage. I mean, isn't this recorded on an iPhone? Why does it look like this? Why is it looking like this? I don't, and especially even earlier, I don't see anything in his ear. I don't see anything here. Do you guys? I know it's grainy, but people are saying that's a necklace that flies off. It looks like fluid. Okay, if that's a necklace, then it's a necklace. I don't know. To me, if it's a necklace, then it's a necklace, I guess. But did anybody go find that necklace? Did anybody pick it up? And this is also very interesting. So we've talked about the trajectory, and I'll go full screen here so you guys can see this. Take the comments off the screen for a second. Now watch this. Watch right down here. You guys see that? Boom. Looks like it would kind of go right to where the boom. Doesn't it? Look like it would go right to where the hole in his neck is. And I want you to keep in mind, okay? So see this, right? It's going down. So picture the scene of where Charlie was sitting in regards to where the tent is set up and all that, okay? So, because from what we've heard, we haven't found the bullet. Now, I want you guys to look at this. Tell me if you guys see what looks to be somebody picking something up off the ground. I noticed this morning. I am not, again, the purpose of the Hive, while we're going to inevitably be the people to break stuff and talk about stuff, that's not the goal. The goal is to get the information out, to talk about it, to hypothesize as a group without the fear of being, quote, canceled or kicked out of a chat or whatever it is, right? This I have not seen anybody talk about. Tell me if you guys see somebody pick something up at 23 seconds. And I'll tell you when it is. It's about a minute video. Watch right over here. Right here. What'd that guy just pick up? Right there. He's looking for something on the ground. Now, that does look like it would be at the same angle of what we watched here, doesn't it? Boom. Doesn't that kind of look like where it would be? Well, he walks over there. And again, it's like, yeah, maybe he dropped something. He's walking all over looking for stuff, is what my point is. Okay. These are also all police at this point. Okay, by the way, this guy's holding a pistol like this. Okay, this guy's got a gun. These are all cops at this point. You see him taking down the camera. There's a gun right here. I'll go back so you can see it. That's a pistol. This guy's holding it, pistol. Now he walks over here. Yeah, this guy's holding a gun too. You'll see it.
My son just messaged me and says that Charlie Kirk.
You need to leave. Yes, sir.
My son just messaged me and says that Charlie Kirk.
You need to leave. Yes, sir.
Now, quick!
Get him out. Hey, you go right now. Get out of here.
Hey, he's out.
So I just thought that was interesting. I don't know if it just looked like he picked something up, and who knows, again, the trajectory. I don't know. I'm not even saying that that's right. I'm just trying to pick up on stuff that could point to stuff. And this is where, again, where could this flash have come from? If it's not a muzzle flash, then where did the reflection come from?
Or not counting gang violence. Great.
So if that, I mean, you guys have probably all seen the inside of it. It's like, that's a full glass window. Where could that reflection have come from? And if it's not a muzzle flash, it's just, again, one of 4 crazy coincidences already.
Singer not counting gang violence. Great.
Now, also, what I notice is there's a woman that seems to turn her head and look right over there.
Singer not counting gang violence. Great.
Right there. I'll go here so we can play it a couple times.
Great.
See?
Great. 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 Violence. Great. Violence. Great.
So I don't know what that could be. Well, and that's the thing is, Angie, I'm glad you brought that up. They said we have 6 uniformed police officers and we had some plainclothes. They didn't give a number from what I heard of how many plainclothes officers. I think that everybody that's down there walking around at that point is a plainclothes officer. They're all, carrying openly. But yeah, we probably couldn't handle it, right, Gypsy Angel? It's like, why would we put out the real stuff to the public? They can't handle it. We need to shield them. Yeah, Phoenix, about 10. And that's what I was getting at, that's what I asked down here. If that's not the muzzle flash, where could the reflection have come from? And I'll play it one more time.
Singer not counting gang violence. Great.
I don't know. Now, one of the things that I was going to talk about on YouTube a couple of days ago, it's kind of been talked about a little bit over on X. I've been watching a lot of George Webb's videos on this as he was on the ground, but about firing a blank round. I'd heard George mention that at one point. Was this some sort of drill, or were the people told that this would be a drill and it turned live? I think that probably happens a lot of times where they don't know if it's a drill. I mean, even if you listen to some of the transmissions on 9/11, a lot of people and the air control traffic, or the air traffic controller, was like, is this real life or is this drill? Real life or is this drill? Because I don't think they know all the time. And I know Phoenix is in here. She was in the military. I don't know if there's any other military folks. How often are they doing that where they don't tell you that a drill is about to start and you just react and you have to say, is this real life or is this drill? I don't know. How hard would it be to get some people up there from the military or the ROTC or whatever it is and say, hey, we need you to keep watch. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, Charlie just got shot. I'd be running and getting off the roof too. Now he does flee. And so the video they released definitely is not completely innocent, but I hope you guys understand the point I'm trying to make. I don't think that that's a stretch, as we've had real life examples of where they believe a drill is occurring when it's really real life, and then it causes confusion. And actually, I'm going to check my email real quick because I emailed George this morning seeing if he would be able to stream at some point today. Let me just see if he got back to me. No, not yet. All right. So now this also comes from shoot. I forgot that guy's name. I feel bad. This comes from Ryan Mata again, Mata. And I'm going to play this video. This is crazy. And then I put this together. But this is pretty crazy. I do think that this is the holy shit. Did this just break open the narrative?
Now, the first thing I want to do is I want to come over here and show you this video by Hustle Bitch _. So if you guys aren't following Hustle Bitch, please give this man a shout out. He's been absolutely crushing it. He's the first one to get this video. Okay, this is the Woodbury building. Now watch, we'll scrub back to the beginning where you see the shooter over here on the roof. They catch him right there in the corner. That's the little guy right there on the roof. I don't know if I can get that thing to drop down, but so he's on that roof on the Woodbury building. And according to Hustle Bitch, he says this is 12:06 p.m. Now I've reached out and tried to ask for the original source if they could take a screenshot of their cell phone and show us the actual or whatever device it was on to prove that it was 12:06, because this is going to be really important. Now the next video I want to show you is this one. Now I don't know who actually shared this first, right? But what does that say right there? That says the Sparks building, and we got a shooter up there. Okay.
This is crazy.
Now the next building we got, and you can tell by the shape and everything, this is the video that the FBI shared with us, timestamped at 12:23. Okay, all of these videos are very important. Man, I'm actually kind of shaking. I'm so like, this is crazy to me that we're uncovering this. Okay, so you have a man running on this roof, moving around on this roof. They're seeing, so he's obviously trying to be on probably the edge of that building. We'd have to figure out where that sign is, where you can actually see. And I believe this was the area right in here. Okay, if that sign is on the front of that building, then this is the edge of the roof where this gentleman was at. Okay, but he was at 12:06, so he still had plenty of time to get in position. Now they're telling us that Tyler took the shot right here at 12:23. So somehow this man would had to have gotten down off this roof, went all the way down over here, and got up onto this walkway again to climb back up onto this roof. Now 17 minutes is plenty of time. Okay, now this, I think, is the man who took the shot. Now what I want to point out is it's the Sparks building. So where at, because this man is in this prone position. He's the only person that we see on a roof in a prone position. He's on this building right here. And I think he's right there. And why? So look at these circles right here, right? You can see those circles in the pavement, and watch this.
Sorry, I got to move that. I meant to put this guy here. He's on that building. Fuck. Damn it.
Now, the first thing I want to do is I want to come over here and show you this video by Hustle Bitch _. So if you guys aren't following Hustle Bitch, please give this man a shout out. He's been absolutely crushing it. He's the first one to get this video. Okay, this
Sorry,
is
we're going to have to rewatch it.
Now watch. We'll scrub back to the beginning where you see the shooter over here on the roof. They catch him right there in the corner. That's the little guy right there on the roof. I don't know if I can get that thing to drop down, but so he's on that roof on the Woodbury building. And according to Hustle Bitch, he says this is 12:06 p.m. Now I've reached out and tried to ask for the original source if they could take a screenshot of their cell phone and show us the actual or whatever device it was on to prove that it was 12:06, because this is going to be really important. Now the next video I want to show you is this one. Now I don't know who actually shared this first, right? But what does that say right there? That says the Sparks building, and we got a shooter up there. Okay,
right here.
Now the next building we got, and you can tell by the shape and everything, this is the video that the FBI shared with us, timestamped at 12:23. Okay, all of these videos are very important. Man, I'm actually kind of shaking. I'm so like, this is crazy to me that we're uncovering this. Okay, so you have a man running on this roof, moving around on this roof. They're seeing, so he's obviously trying to be on probably the edge of that building. We'd have to figure out where that sign is, where you can actually see. And I believe this was the area right in here. Okay, if that sign is on the front of that building, then this is the edge of the roof where this gentleman was at. Okay, but he was at 12:06, so he still had plenty of time to get in position. Now they're telling us that Tyler took the shot right here,
which is this guy,
at 12:23. So somehow this man would had to have gotten down off this roof, went all the way down over here, and got up onto this walkway again to climb back up onto this roof. Now 17 minutes is plenty of time. Okay, now this, I think, is the man who took the shot. Now what I want to point out is it's the Sparks building. So where at, because this man is in this prone position. He's the only person that we see on a roof in a prone position. He's on this building right here. And I think he's right there. And why? So look at these circles right here, right? You can see those circles in the pavement, and watch this.
Dude, he's right. He's right. Look at, they're right here.
See those circles right there? That's that brown circle. That's that brown circle.
So the guy in the prone position is on this corner.
That's these circles right here, right there. So that leads me to believe, if my analysis is right, and I would need you guys to fact check me on this and help me out on this, that puts a shooter in the prone position at an undetermined
There's only
amount of
one
time.
level.
Now this person, whoever recorded this video, bro, you should be watching out for your safety. And if I were you, I would get us the screenshot and the timestamp of when you took that video. We need to know if that was close to 12:15 or 12:20. Holy shit, that's our shooter. Tyler's the patsy. Tyler's the patsy. The FBI guys, like, this is the biggest breakthrough in this case so far. Out of all the conspiracy theories, out of all the crazy side shooters and all that garbage, that's what they're banking on. They're banking on you not paying attention when a video like this breaks.
Think about that. It makes so much sense. The building that the guy was seen in the prone position, it's one level. And it's taken where you can see these circles right here. That would not be the case. You would see this level and then this level and then that level if it was Tyler. But no, you only see him on one story of a building. And here, we'll go to Google Earth. I have this pulled up here. And I'll show you. I believe that that analysis is right. Now, right here. Oh, they made it nighttime? What the fuck? Well, that's all right. We don't need it. So that picture is taken right here, guys. Boom. That's where the shooter is. That's the guy in the prone spot. It's not up here. It can't be. You would have seen these things right down here. You would have seen the poles. You would have seen one level, two levels. So technically 1, 2, 3 stories. But no, you see the half circles. You see the half circles, and then you see them right up here. And I'll go get that picture again. We'll put it side by side. 1 second. Actually, I forgot I redid these slides with this stream today. But yeah, I think that's very compelling. So this would be where I believe the first video at 12:06 that he showed was, you could see the guy kind of right behind this taller part of the building, walk back here. We obviously see Tyler then run and jump off. He sprints back, comes around here. The camera's over on this side. So we see him 5 seconds after the shot, sprinting, running down. He jumps off the building right over here. The photo that was taken here is clearly of this person in the prone position. Now, I had a couple of thoughts on this, and that is, do we expect them to be being truthful that they had Overwatch? To me, I don't think it's a stretch that somebody like Charlie Kirk would have a rooftop Overwatch, whether it's his own team or it's a SWAT or it's the local law enforcement. Do you guys think that that's a stretch? I don't, personally. I would not be shocked if somebody on his security team had asked for the law enforcement to have somebody up on the roof. Yeah. And Angie, your husband, was on it. Yeah, they'd have drones too. And I said this, if not drones for security, at least for social media, right? You would think they'd get, for any event, they'd probably get some dope drone footage, I would think. And yes, they're right. There was a marshal there. So it's not a stretch at all. Right. And that's what I mean. Plus, I've never been nearly, not even in the same galaxy as far as prominent figures go. But I would guess that if you're on a president's campaign trail, I don't know. I know that the campaign is over, but I would guess that you're probably rather protected. You probably have access to maybe some security. I don't know. Oh, I'm back. Sorry, my internet cut out for a second. What I was going to say is that's what we're getting at. I don't know. I don't know. Now, this is also just insane. This is insane. Watch this video here. Tell me if you see the AI chair glitch. Okay, and I'll play this other video on repeat here. Watch over here now. Doesn't that look like the chair goes right through the table? Yeah, it really does. And boom, falls through it. Now, you guys know me, and you all know that I'm not afraid to lean into a little bit of this.
Please retrieve your nearest tinfoil hat. Place hat firmly on your head.
And I'm going to go get it for this one. All right. So now tell me this. All right. I want to go back and focus on this video here, and I'm going to actually exit out of the presentation mode so I can do this. All right. Okay. I want you guys to watch the dude. So see this guy here? I want you to watch the guy that comes sliding in. This guy right here. Now, this dude right here, to me, his motions, they don't look natural. It looks odd. At first, I thought, oh, is he just going from like the sunlight into the shadow? But I want you guys to see, I want to see if you guys see what I see. Watch this dude here. Doesn't it almost look like he also kind of halfway? I don't know. There just seems to be a lot going on right here. There seems to be a lot going on. And here's the other thing. Okay, this white blob right here that you can kind of make out. Okay, this is Charlie, right? We can all agree that that would be Charlie. There's a lot going on right under this table here. I want to show you guys this. Just watch. I want you to watch Charlie's white shirt this entire time. Okay. Watch Charlie's white shirt the whole time. Watch his body on the ground. Watch how quickly people get to him. And then watch the white shirt and where it goes. Are you guys seeing that? Is that a little weird? I really don't want to. Obviously, I have my tinfoil hat on, so this is just open discussion. We're just people on the sidelines looking at shit. Does that look a little weird? Well, yeah, of course Frank's going to say they were all covering him to try to stop the bleed. That's a very logical answer. I don't disagree with that. That probably could be what's happening. Don't get me wrong. But where does it go? Where does he go? Where does he go?
Are you shitting me?
Okay, I'm going to play it in 0.25. Where does he go? All right, we're going to watch Charlie right here. And ultimately, what I've come to the conclusion to is exactly what Brandon just said. It looks extremely doctored. The chair going through the table, the blurred outness. Again, this is just, I mean, this footage is taken 20 feet away. 20 feet away, this is taken from. I'll play that one more time. So you kind of see it there. Now, again, I know, obviously, guys, I know that people are covering him up. I know people are covering him up. It just is odd that it looks very doctored. Like it gets blurry, it gets glitchy. I mean, even if I played it at half speed instead of 0.25. It just seems like it goes very dark very quick. I don't know. I thought it was odd. I'm not saying that they obviously shoved Charlie underneath the table, pulled out a body double, and then Charlie escaped through the trap door. That would just be absolutely insane. But we like to look through every lens here. Doesn't mean that we believe it by any means. Yeah, there's a lot of oddities with that when you slow it down. So now moving on to the tinfoil hat conspiracy of the day. I'm not sure if there was anybody that did Pokemon Go back in the day. I have back in the day. I thought it was fun back, at high school days with your buddies. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of like the conspiracy about it and how it was an intelligence tool, but this is pretty interesting to say the least. And essentially, they created a game to map. They created a game and a map to get civilians into places that it would take the companies like AT&T or US Cellular or Verizon forever to have that many people essentially like geo fencing areas. So they would put these Pokemon in specific areas that they typically couldn't get to, or they needed a bunch of data points for it. So John Hank previously ran Keyhole. That company was funded in part by Q-Tel. That became Google Earth. The conspiracy read is a culture. They know how to map the world extremely fast. That existed obviously long before Pokemon Go. But you and your phone and everybody that's playing the game is essentially the field team. And what it would do is they would use visual positioning systems, or VPS. It's built from player contributed images and scans to anchor 3D content with centimeter-ish precision. Essentially, the players are continuously refreshing a global photo anchored map. Now, they wanted to produce a large geospatial model that was trained on years of player scans across Pokemon Go. So it was essentially catching all of these images and able to map out locations in real time, and they could go anywhere and everywhere. It's not just like Google Earth with one spot that somebody marked and you can zoom from there. They could walk around everywhere. They geofenced everything, and now there's a shitload of data that was collected. It's extremely valuable. It can steer mechanisms, and I don't know. I just think that it's essentially they were able to spy via a game. They could put Pokemon in areas that they wouldn't typically be able to geofence in, and they would say, oh, people are just playing a game, then sell that data off. Right. Exactly. I would also say there might be some behavior graphing in it, but it's weird. A lot of countries didn't allow this game because they were publicly fretted about, quote, spy use. Of course, there was a third-party investigation that found no evidence that it was ran by an intelligence agency. Does anybody buy that? Nonetheless, I appreciate everybody tuning in this morning. I really always do enjoy these Saturday morning brunch streams, and I'm looking forward to being able to, again, get back onto YouTube and cross-stream. But just remember, ballistics don't lie. People do. This narrative it stinks to high heaven. I don't feel like there's any clarity. And the other thing that I've noticed is I've seen some rather prominent people on social media and people that are in the political climate talking about how they just have this feeling that something else is going to happen next week. I don't know what it means. I don't know if you guys have that feeling, but it's something to be aware of. So anyways, I hope that everybody has a great Saturday. Please hit that like button. If you go on over to YouTube to check out the full stream, if you just popped in halfway, hit that subscribe button. I will be on tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. Central. I hope you all have a great Saturday. Stay safe, and I will see you then. Cheers.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life.